This isn't what I expected. Second auxiliary generators room. This feels kinda like INFRA. Like in the sections towards the end where you're walking through the city. And with just as much urban decay needing to be fixed, I see. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. And today, the map we're going to be exploring is D.E. Gossamer. I'm a little caught off guard by the start, but it seems like what we're seeing through that gate is consistent with what I thought this was, which is a Scandinavian city in the middle of the night. So if it's anything like Cry of Fear, we'll be able to enjoy the cool night air and the utter desertion under the streetlights. Although getting wet before we step outside will likely have us pretty chilly. Now, given the name D.E. Gossamer, I'm pretty sure this is actually ported from a Counter-Strike map. Can we close the gate with that button? No, but I do recognize that button from INFRA, however. It's not just like Cry of Fear. Out here looks a lot like it, like it's using some of the same textures, even lighting. And that night ambiance is as comforting and as eerie as I would hope. Some chick planning and development. This is so weird. It really is just INFRA and Cry of Fear placed into a blender. I'm in Cry of Fear in VR. You guys, I'm in Cry of Fear in VR. We are going and getting the safety Glock. Look, even if there's not going to be anything here, I'm still nervous, because, yeah, I definitely recognize some of these structures. I can hear the flies buzzing around me. Look, it seems somebody's pulled all the cables out of here. It's also dirty and vandalized. This whole street has the feeling of a back alley. Maybe we can have a look and... You heard that ring, right? Maybe we can have a look inside the apartments? Oh, wow. Look at my height compared to these doors. I'm a giant. Is my scaling set right? It seems to be. That is so weird. I'm like 5'6", 5'7" in real life. I am not used to this feeling. Then again, somehow stepping indoors is even creepier. We can see the reflection on the slick of water on the ground. Walls rotting in front of us, litter everywhere. And that is quite clearly a bloodstain. Oh yeah, no, we are not just borrowing textures from Cry of Fear. We're borrowing the setting wholesale. I can hear the buzzing of flies from over here. Yeah, I think we'll take that advice. You know, when I played Cry of Fear when I was 18, if you had told me that I would be experiencing this in VR at some point, I would probably invest in a pacemaker right then and there. Pass more. I now have more. Only 1,000 RM. Wait, real money. Okay, I can recognize this as an INFRA asset. Turnip Hill history. Collect turnips. Wait, notice. That is not quite legible. But the Osmo loot does not lie. Although I'm pretty sure Cry of Fear was Sweden, while INFRA was like vaguely Finland. Let's step through. Some scaffoldings up here. Doesn't look like there's any platforming to be done, though. Now remember, this isn't an exploration map first. It is designed, first and foremost, I guess, as a Counter-Strike arena. But that's not gonna stop me from enjoying my stroll. Look, as you walk down these alleys, they're just as much alleys as streets. There's so many windows and balconies looking down at us. And it seems there are some creepy basements and tunnels to explore as well. We can duck through areas under construction. That's the cool thing about these urban areas, is that it really is just a rat maze of human construction. All of it meant to be publicly accessible, and yet it still feels like, well, I suppose it literally is urban exploration. Though it doesn't feel like we're supposed to be able to be here. See, there's just openings everywhere. That startled me. Mr. Graffiti. Over here, it seems like the snow is starting to gently fall. The streetlights illuminating the snowflakes against an otherwise completely pitch black sky. See, Cry of Fear did this really unique thing with its vibe where it had a sort of depressive, lonely calmness to it. It was a perfect mood for the themes it was trying to get across. And so to experience this in such an immersive medium is really, really cool. Tunnel CR01. As long as it's not B2. Look at that! We can watch the trains go by. Looks like they're going down into those tunnels. Well, I'm not quite ready to explore those just yet. No, I am not. What's back here? Someplace I'm not supposed to be. And look at that, we've got the shafts of light coming through the fan. And crumbling infrastructure everywhere we go. See, here's the thing. None of these places seem to be directly lifted from either INFRA or Cry of Fear. But pretty much every space we've entered has reminded me of a section from each of those games. Back out onto the street. The grinding metal behind me makes it feel like something's coming toward me. It's not raining, it's just leaking. And I guess up here then is probably the top of those stairs that we saw, right? There we go. See, the cool thing about this kind of map is that the whole time, I can't push the creepy thoughts away. I can't stop looking into these dark corners and alleyways, certainly not that murder scene behind that door through the apartments. But it feels like a chill night to go for a walk. Now we have choices here. We can enter this here. Look, it's got tracks for a lift. I just keep on getting turned around. Well, look, this is probably the hallway that led to the construction site. Imagine having this be your building. It's lit like a horror movie, like something is meant to chase you down it as the lights go out one by one. Oh, but I do recognize this. I do recognize it indeed. These were the apartments from Cry of Fear. It took me a moment. It is... Once again, this is probably one of the most influential horror games to me, and so to be standing here in person, it's throwing me. I keep thinking any moment I'm going to hear one of those ungodly wails from that game, and something will come screaming after me. Unfortunately, it seems like we can't really go any higher up, which means we have to go further down, which is, I'll be honest, the last thing I want to do. Let me just duck under this doorway like I'm Gandalf or Hagrid. The torture and hanging cage. Yes, this map certainly wears its inspirations on its sleeve and in its noose. Is there going to be a tall saw man down here? Feels like there just might be. Exit to street. Save that for last. Every once in a while, I'll hear that bassy thud. And I'll think, okay, now is when this map is going to hit me with something. Nothing but endless leaks everywhere. You say it's an exit. What is this building built onto a medieval castle? Oh my, I can't keep myself straight here. Look at this, it comes out straight onto an active subway platform. I mean, say what you want about the quality of these apartments, they've got infrastructure, they've got amenities. Also, it's a good thing this place seems to be abandoned. I've been waving a gun around in Sweden. Stairs are clipped, that's nice. Although in Counter-Strike, it's kind of more important that they be so. That's the exit street. Look at that big mural on the wall. It's art where you think there wouldn't be any. My God, oh my God. Is that where we just came from? That's where we just came from. I just didn't even see it because of the angle. Let's see what's down this way. The laundry room. You know, I keep thinking of how this can do scares while still being friendly as a Counter-Strike map. You could totally have something duck around the corner when I peek in. Thunk. This really is INFRA meets Cry of Fear. I just don't know what to do first. Do we follow the arrows? Or do we assume that they're leading us to our doom? There's a ladder right here. In fact, I bet this leads to the construction site. No, maybe not. Also, I can't help but notice those arrows are giving me conflicting answers about where I should be going. They're being really blatant about it now. I can't see very much back there, but somebody sealed this off. The air is probably toxic with all these glowing mushrooms down here, too. Every once in a while, I hear what sounds like a single heartbeat. Are you also hearing it? This is probably the construction site. If so, doesn't matter, because I can't appear to use this ladder. It doesn't work. Are ladders normally usable in Counter-Strike? There's another, and that does look like the construction site. Keep out. Oh man, they're hiding all the good stuff back there. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's just agree to say screw you to this whole place and its toxic air, and go visit other opportunities. Such as seeing what's through here. The mini train's all ready for operation. The only reason these things are running is because Mark has definitely been through here. Ooh. Look at that. The city lights against that dark night sky. The only thing we can see in the gulf between us is our lights reflected in the water. Just a calm walk along the water's edge. And the cool thing about Cry of Fear is that this location is practically lifted straight from it. Sure, there were monsters on the streets, and sometimes it could get intensely scary. But it also had moments like this. Moments where you were just walking the streets contemplating. That was the brilliant thing about its atmosphere, was how it was very contemplative. There were a lot of times where it just slowed down and allowed you to think. Think about the situation. Think about how, even in amid all of this, what you're seeing, what you're going through right now is actually kind of nice. Even playing it years ago, the moment where you come to this particular path and look out over the river always stood out to me. Okay, so this was the other exit from the apartment basement. I guess we're going through this tunnel. Subway. I guess we've come all the way around then. We've come full circle. Don't suppose there's any getting into the laundromat? Nope. Who just leaves their laundry all over the floor? That's not even yours. Black magic tattoo. Hammer 12, coming soon. From the creators of Hammer 11. Hanson Square. Now here's the part where we figure out if this is the INFRA or the Cry of Fear subway. Oh, listen to that. It actually buzzed me through. Alright, let's see what's going on in town. Are deadlines wearing you down? Can't find the drive to get the job done? The mod team. We will never stop motivating you, because we really do care. We guarantee it. Look at that, from the creators of Cry of Fear. Intimidated by Abnormalities. Featuring Enrique Iglesias and Daniel Leatherhaven. Can't quite read the rest. Don't continue playing. It can be dangerous. But what it actually depicts is completely destroyed. Ooh, a minimalist ad. Although the frame says J.C. Denton. Remember, AIDS. Some of these are from INFRA and Cry of Fear, some of these seem to be original. But unfortunately, it seems the metro itself is closed. Okay, let's see what else is around. We could take a peek in the back. Those are some mighty big blast doors for a subway station. What kind of secret government facility are you hiding back there? And that's actually not uncommon. I mean, the infrastructure is there. If they need something built underground, it might as well connect to the metro. Still, I think we've come back to places we've already been. Yep, there is that creepy, ominous doorway. We don't get to know what's in there that caused them to seal it off, but we know that the crime scene cleaner hasn't arrived yet. By the way, I can give you my card for that. Yeah, look at this. I distinctly remember getting into a gunfight here. Ooh, we can even look out over the area below. Actually, these doors are down here in the mini-train area too. So perhaps that's all it is. Perhaps it's just their tracks? Oh, look. That is so cool. Just all these little touches to make the city feel, again, alone but alive. I mean, everywhere you look, there's some kind of movement, but you still feel all alone in the still night. Everything about Cry of Fear, from the environments to the soundtrack, is just going for a walk at 4 a.m. just to clear your head and give yourself something to do, you know? I've never really seen a game that did it that well before. But as it stands, there's so many winding paths that I can't tell if I've already seen everything or not. I don't expect it to be all too extensive, simply because it is a battle arena. But then again, it's already surprised me in a lot of ways. Walking down these gravel paths, it seems like this whole thing is a series of squares connected by back alleys and apartment entrances. Look at that. Somebody's got their elevated position to make themselves some barbecue and watch the city lights. This was really, really cool, and that's very likely to be all. So, I guess now's as good a time as any for a no-clip run. It actually does feel really, really big when you put it like this. I mean, even just in terms of width. Even still, with how hectic these things can get, I can definitely see a game on here going absolutely wild. What is that? There actually was something around the corner from the Keep Out sign. Ugu. Oh, what are you doing here? I swear I just heard a little raspy breath as I approached. That is quite creepy. How can a map be such a labor of love for two distinct and different games? But just because of their setting, they mesh so well onto each other. Like, the assets, you can certainly tell them apart due to the difference in fidelity, but they do at least belong together. Like, look at this. It's so grimy and detailed that it just feels so busy when you look at it from a distance, where you can really see everything. Let's... Ooh, you know what we could do? Well, first of all, we could see what's down there. trains. And graffiti warning us to keep out. Oh, this is probably the depot where it stores the models waiting to be thrown across the tracks by the construction site. But I saw something else over here too. There's a Morco room. With a drain directly on the ceiling. What is this for? I mean, I'm used to finding creator rooms. I'm used to finding things that are used for reference for some other feature of the map. This is just kind of out here. Okay. Let's come up with some other ideas. Ooh, what we could do is try to get into the torture/hanging room. No hippies beyond this line. Okay, let's turn back then. Over there, perhaps. I thought this was a makeshift bed with teddy bears. It's not. These are the bodies under tarps from INFRA. Including the smallest one. God, I just love that all of this has been left. These homages to both games all over the place and done in a way that is so non-intrusive. Once more, I don't even know what gameplay on here would look like, but it just feels so cool. I mean, imagine if you didn't know what either of these games were and actually played this as a Counter-Strike map. As you go around here, you would have to start to think, even if you didn't notice any of the details, that there's something sort of creepy and off about this map, that it's got to be hiding something. And I imagine that feeling would only be amplified if you were to notice details like this. So, Officer Platscreen here from the future, and I believe I've found something else that's worthy of my attention. Actually, my investigative skills will be needed here because we have a crime scene. There's a song playing here as well, presumably from the car's radio. There's actually a lot that's hidden from us, and there may actually be something over here as well. Well, first of all, there's the faintest shadow projected in the headlights. There's no way you can even see that from all the way over here. And there's this, I guess. Isn't that like a Looney Tunes character? Although drawn with quite a more monstrous face than I remember. It's gotta be a trap, but what happens if we approach you? Yeah, that's more or less what I thought. There is a lot hidden on this map. Like a really tremendous amount. There's as much out of bounds as in, it seems like. Yeah, I figured as much. It's an out of bounds area that goes around a corner. It had to be. Yep. Well, we had to try. I was just about to end the video, but then I started thinking about what a shame it would be to actually be in this environment that was so influential to me without facing my fears. So, let's face some fears. Oh yeah, this has been a long time coming for me. Let's go on the hunt. Make sure we always top off. Let's John Wick some nightmares. Oh, they're coming from everywhere now. These are default settings, so there's gonna be a lot coming at us. Whoa! Oh my god! Okay, we were overdue for this. Look at you. There's something up with your model. Look at you trying to avoid me. You trying to ride in on a bike? Oh god. They've got cavalry demons. And they've modernized. Let's do this. This is doing so much more than just spawning monsters right now. Oh my god, I should have just explored it like this. Huh. Maybe lowered the spawn rate? Although I have found in the past that lowering it tends to break some things. Thankfully, the safety lock tends to punch above its weight as far as source engine damage goes. The bullets also penetrate surfaces, so that's another advantage. No, you don't. You think I won't shoot a kid? Ask Liberty and Percy about what happens when they don't get in bed on time. Oh my god. Oh, it's a convention. Think I won't shoot a pregnant woman? Here they come. This is the point in the horror story where I become blood-soaked. Not as a sign of fear, but as a sign of absolute confidence at what I've overcome. Look at this. This would be a huge challenge in standard Cry of Fear. Here we are, blazing through it for real. You guys actually have the wherewithal to avoid me. But something else is out there. Did you hear that? Look at you. You're behaving in a way that almost feels scripted. You didn't quite stick the landing. You had to... Oh, it was a distraction. God, what was with that one's face? That was not a regular... You are so much more deranged looking than before. Some of these models are not what I expect. Oh, you just came out and took the bullet for your buddy. Oh my god. Headshots count. That was a clown version, I guess. Something's stomping around upstairs. You didn't die. Any moment I can, I need to reload. Here they come. Oh my god. You still on me? Or did I escape? Maybe I should go somewhere else. Oof. This is what... This is... why is Garry's Mod such a cool VR game? I think I just gunned down the King in Yellow on the streets of Stockholm. I'm doing... Up and over the railing. Okay, now we're starting to be overwhelmed. As they're attracted to the sound of gunfire, and as the spawns become more robust. They're just bum rushing me, though. Come on. Ugh. Look at all these corpses still here. No, you don't. I simply don't have the ammo capacity for panic fire. Yep, up and over you. Sometimes it's as important to run. I can't hold this spot. They're behind me. Nope. Jump. Everything's getting faster. What was that? Down, 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 down. Go down. No, it's you. Whoa, it's you again. I'm amazed at how almost scripted this all feels. This has been a wild journey. This is like a whole part 2 to the video. I thought this was just going to be like a little gimmick while I give my outro. This is not a good place to be. Let's go. No, around, around! And I'm dead. Alright, I'm going to be at this all night if I don't stop now. So I guess I will take this opportunity to give the outro. Consider my fears faced. Because I'd say we did pretty well. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this map out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. I'm having tracking issues. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Hey there.